Good morning, Dave Snyder here. It is the 28th day of June 2015. And for the people that haven't watched any of my videos before, I'm just going to say it real quick. What I do is I reverse the lunar surface and I overlay it over the Earth's surface to see if the moon has hit the Earth. And basically, I've been doing that for 4 years, and believe me, the moon has done something to the Earth big time. Okay, you don't have to believe it. If you don't understand what I'm trying to say, you can watch some of my older videos. But anyways, for the people that have been watching and do understand what I'm talking about, which is good amount of people. Um, all these weather patterns are from the lunar surface. They all are reversed lunar surface patterns, mirrored images. Call them what you want. Rubber stamps, basically this. But what I want to point out is this one here. Basically, we're lucky that didn't turn into like some kind of Sandy superstorm. You know what I mean? Because this is a Schrodinger pattern, just like Sandy was. Hurricane Sandy was a Schrodinger basin pattern from the moon, the lunar south pole. And this is the same thing. It comes from the same area of the moon. This pattern right here. And I saved a picture of it yesterday, and here it is on Google Earth right here. It was more circular yesterday, as you can see right here, and I got it overlaid over a picture of the lunar south pole, or a Schrodinger basin, or whatever. Schrodinger basin right here. Let's see, did I move it? I think I didn't. Oh, no, it's right. It's right where I had it. See how it falls into that circle right there? Look. Okay, see how it goes into that circle, and see this little spot here? That sometimes that'll show and it'll line right up, but you can see that in the weather as a perfectly round circle right here. It goes right here. Trust me. Now, what happens when I do this? I have it overlaid over this part of the ocean because this is where everything seems to happen. I'm telling you, everything's. You see this line right here, and you see how it connects to this spot right here. Well, look at this spot right there on the. Hold on a second. Let me turn this off. Look how it lines up with the ocean floor there. What spot it lines up with? There's something right there. See that? And then you see this sweep that comes out the back. See how this weather sweeps up like this out the back? Now look on the ocean floor right here. Something does the same thing right here and sweeps upwards, right? Now all I got to do with this picture right here, is turn it a little bit, and then we have the reason why they call Christchurch, New Zealand, Christchurch, because this is the Christ crater as well, the Schrodinger basin. But check it out. All I got to do is take this over and look at that curve. Oh, look at that curve just match. See that? Look at the curve in the weather. And this is the Schrodinger pattern right next to New Zealand. It's the Christ crater. They got Christchurch in New Zealand, and that's the reason why they call it that, because this area is the area of all areas on the earth right here. See that? Look at that. Look at that line. It connects it. I'm telling you, it connects it. It's the same curve. It goes together. Absolutely goes together. And don't ask me. People wonder, like, well, how is that? It's over Australia. I don't know, but it goes together right here, no matter what. It just goes together right here. I'm gonna cancel that. It goes together right here. Let me show you with the other full lunar south pole pattern. Oh, another thing I wanted to do is check this out. This is an old overlay I did a long time ago. People will remember it. I called it what was it? Perfect Finally. Perfect Finally. Remember that one? It hasn't moved, and I did not adjust this picture to it. Now just watch. Perfect Finally. Different part of the United States, but check out that spot right there. Watch. It looks the same, don't it? Sure does. It just fell into place like that on its own. But it just goes together. It shows you that these look at the curve right here too. See the curve? And this is Schrodinger pattern right there. Look at that. There's something to that. See that? Right here. Look how it blasts out the side. See something like comes out the side of it? Look, it's the same thing, same pattern. It's just the same hot spot. There's a big round spot right there. See that? Kind of interesting, I'd say. There's a lot more I've been doing too. I've been kind of discouraged. It's hard to get people to realize the importance, and not that I'm even worried about that anymore, because I'm really not anymore. I'm just getting a little bored with it, trying to explain it. I used to, you know how I used to type in the comments and just go through. I'd still do that once in a while, but you know, just I get to a point and I just end up deleting the whole damn thing anyway. Just get tired of it. Nobody wants to hear it. Whatever. I guess they know it all already. Let's see what else I got overlaid here in the recent days here. I got some stuff. There's a good one probably. There's a Schrodinger pattern right there. See the round Schrodinger basin there. Oh, I want to point out another one too. When you see when you see this, where's it at? There, I got to turn on the lunar south pole. And right here. When you see that spot over China, see how that spot is right next to Japan? Here's Japan right here. This is the day of the March 11th earthquake, 2011. The same day. See that spot right there? That's a Schrodinger spot right there. See that? How the line's right there? Whenever you see that spot over that part of China, you better tie shit down, let me tell you. And you see this line? See this line in the weather right here? See that line? That has to do with that. That's the same thing as that line that goes through that crater right there. It's the same thing. It goes right through. It's the same thing. Crater's right here, center of it. It's not perfectly aligned, but that's the same thing. So when you see that right there, the round circular pattern anywhere near Japan, I would be a little worried. I would be prepared for that. Definitely prepare yourself on days like that, because when that thing shows, I mean, I got the other one with the typhoon happening that day. So you know, there's a lot to be said. That's, like I said, that is the Christ crater, people. Whether you want to believe it or not, it don't matter. It makes no difference whether you believe it or not. That's what it is. And it's most important. It still today on the earth causes earthquakes all over the place. It also causes typhoons and hurricanes and everything else. So why wouldn't it be the Christ crater? It still shapes the earth to this day. To this very day, this crater on the moon, the print that it left on the earth, or whatever it did to the earth, it still shapes the earth to this very day. And you can see it in the weather every single day. Every day of the year. There's today. There it is right there. Just showed it to you there. There it is. You'll see it in the Pacific all over the place, right over here. All the time. Right over here. That's where I just showed it right there by China, but it's not really showing strong, but something coming up here. I mean, it shows every day in the weather, people. Every day. No joke. That is the Christ crater. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. And you know what? Another thing is wherever that thing hits the earth, wherever it does whatever it does to the earth, like this, there's this area, the UK. I do believe this whole thing goes right in the center, and that's why that's why they built Stonehenge. Stonehenge is to represent that crater. That's the Christ crater, and that Stonehenge is like the first Christian. They call it a pagan. They call them a pagan people, but they were not. They were like the first Christians on the planet, probably. I think. I mean, it's definitely, that's what that crater is, and this will fit inside of that crater. All of this whole area right here will fit right inside there at one point. It was right inside there. I had it lined in there. It just goes right inside. You see how it comes up to this point, like right here? Well, if you look at that crater and look at this point that goes up like that, see the point? The top? Take it and align it and check it. Maybe I'm wrong. But you'll see that spot in the weather over there all the time. They hide it pretty good these days, but you'll see it over here all the time. That round circular spot over here all the time. And this just happens to fit right in there. Look at that. That's why they call this the United Kingdom. Kingdom, because that crater has everything to do with the king. That crater has everything to do with the king and the crown and all of that. And the Sphinx, just like this. The cobra and the pyramid headdress, it's all there. This is a shitty picture, but this is the cobra. This is the Sphinx. There's a face. This is the face right here. You can't really see it very good in this picture, but that's the cobra. This is the headdress of the Sphinx. And this is Christ. That's the crown of Christ. That's the crown of the kings. It's this. I'm telling you, this is the most important crater on the planet, on the moon, and the Earth. There's no way around that. You can check it all yourself. It definitely is. They definitely seen this crater on the moon. Ancient people definitely seen that crater. Or it's just all contrived. It's just a big puzzle. But I don't think they could do that. They could. There's no way, there's no way they could. The way that I found it was just going through and doing overlays and finding things that way. That's the only way I found it. By doing the things. I was just looking to see if the moon hit the Earth. That's it. I wasn't looking for any kind of religious things or anything. I could care less about that stuff. But when I find it, I got to say something. That's all. When I find it, I have to say something. And I wouldn't even say it unless I was absolutely sure of it. At first, I wasn't sure of it, but I said something. And when I said something, then I said that I wasn't sure of it. I said, "What if? What if?" And then when I was sure of it, then I was sure of it. Then I'll go all the way at that point. But anyways, that's a very important thing on the moon and on the Earth today, still today. You'll see during the Colorado floods. It was right here over the Rockies during the Colorado floods. Tell me that's not important. Hurricane Sandy came from the same crater. Tell me that's not important. The typhoon last year that was in China right here came from the same crater. And I'm sure that it had something to do with the earthquake in Japan because it was a full moon during that earthquake, and it was showing that Schrodinger spot right here in China, right near Japan. So I mean, it's very important today and every day. The power of this crater still affects everybody on this planet every day. Believe that or not. If you don't believe it, you're missing out on a big part of what's going on this planet. I'll tell you that right now. I'm not wrong. I don't know how many times I've already proven it. How many times have I shown it? I mean, you really just got to go back in my videos and watch it. I can't explain it in every video how it works from the very beginning to the end. You have to go back and watch, other videos or something. I don't know. Maybe you just don't care. Anyways, that's the deal, and that's as far as I go. Have a good day.